Graham Hossack back is huge because he was the defender of the year. Level like he's never in his career. He's dominating one of his production. We talked about Connor. Mac O'Keefe.
Lose Eddie Glazer. The only returner is Arden Cohen. First crack in the lineup this season. Look for him and Pennell, the crease Canadian finisher in Berg, and then Garnsey doing
in blue for Archers and TD Erlin in green and white for the Woods. They've ping-ponged this season, yet to get back-to-back wins. Matt Moore trying to sting a corner there, well read by Jack Kelly. Still can climb these standings. A win today would go a long way. Trying to get the offense going. Dobson makes the save.
Right, 2 days after flight delays, there were 6 of them. Toast.
He's not the only one dealing with this. Feels like the whole country, it's been the storyline of the weekend. Dana. And when you don't have at least a threat to stretch that field, it makes everything tougher. Great ball movement. No finish, though, right on the doorstep.
Team in game 1 today, Jack Kelly held them to 7 goals.
Finally, Westberg opens the scoring for Redwoods. Shot beat Dobson.
I don't even know if Berg was the intended here. I think this ball was intended for Simmons or even tipped before Berg captured it.
I would agree with you. That was
final game of the weekend as a flag's thrown. Free possession for Archers. Bullseye.
Oh, boy.
On the run, Tom Schreiber.
You don't want to see
Tom Schreiber.
Rabel at least. Prime.
Well, and then you slide to him, and he whips those passes all the way.
I agree with you, and I'm going to elaborate on that because Denver knows who their players are. Wow.
Bomb, Matt Moore from 2, 100 miles per hour.
Throw this to the upper corner. Archers up early.
The air gate contest in Louisville a week ago.
We were talking about the Redwoods and their identity. I think they're
now stuffed. Dobson did well to react there from in close. Scramble for the ball, still alive. Dobson out of his cage, and he was such a big piece 2 years ago.
He's on Team USA last summer.
Spins free and scores.
They need that desperately.
They need him to be an all-star.
Yeah, too, where he was one of the best young middies in the league, and you see him, he can own a matchup with physicality and use that.
Just an update on Matt Moore. Appears to be dizzy on the sidelines, getting checked out by the athletic trainer.
Archer's offense humming even without Moore out there.
That will make Jack Kelly dizzy. That is a
fake as he approaches, just poor approach angle. Once Amber gets top side, he's just not able. Good skip.
Finds Leclerc. Great passing, but no finish, and a crease. Curling around the cage. Pennell trying to make something happen. Shot clock expires. Trying to spin his way free. Muscles through. Shovel shot.
Where did that come from? Looks an elite all-around lacrosse player.
Pennell! Are you kidding? That is vintage from RP3.
He's 9 points away from 600 in his career, and that is a day.
Funny that he says he's been trying to do it for 12 years. We've seen him do just about everything you can do on a lacrosse field.
That was a terrific look.
Great.
Yeah, he was a first-round draft pick. Two-time national champ at the University of Virginia. Alex Simmons, if you put him in the right spots, can be a lethal goal scorer, 9 and green.
That trickles in. Count it for Rob Pennell. Look at it. He's trying to say he did enough to keep it out, but
it's not one.
You know what's interesting, Ryan, is as good as Graham Hossack is, Pennell's had.
Pennell's certainly heard some of that.
Ambler, patient approach, and it pays off. Ryan
right away and shoot, but the patience and the confidence to go to the middle of the field just created way more of a scoring opportunity. Most turnovers in the league.
Not that time. Perfectly placed. Matt Moore. That's his second goal of the game. And
that's a curve. Then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm really good. I'm really good at shooting through contact. I mean, He's got a defender. Arden Cohen, like, what more do you want to do?
Long one-handed, maybe, no, spins back and scores. Kelly got a piece of it, couldn't keep it out. Quiet no longer, Mr. Carcaterra.
Pressure on him. Connor Fields is a magician. It's his first shot of the game.
What has been your favorite uniform of the 8 we've seen this weekend?
Well, the Whipsnakes, just from a
Looking for a much-needed stop, and they get it.
To me, that's the issue with their offense. Is sometimes I think Connor Fields just tries and rolling.
8 turnovers in this first half. Let's see if Pinnell can capitalize. Here's Schreiber. 13 to shoot. Schreiber whips the pass. LeClaire cans it.
This is incredible skill of LeClaire. So he catches it across his body, pivots. Yes.
And Tom Schreiber. Those are the top 3 passing midfielders I've ever seen. Right?
Yep.
Behind the cage in the mumbo.
Single invert here.
Amen on the shorty.
It worked.
He'll make you pay.
That player sees the game like a coach.
And for any young players that are watching Pinnell in particular, or kind of fancy themselves as that.
Sometimes some of the best offensive coordinators were defensive coordinators at one time in the sport of football. Like Chip Kelly was a mastermind.
I could start. I don't know where it would slow down. I don't think that makes for great entertainment.
Nope.
Beating a guy, and then you're taught, slide when you see the back of a player's helmet.
Great goal, Matt Moore. Little trickery there on the release point.
He didn't even turn.
No,
He didn't even turn. Watch this. Watch the head of the stick. The head of the stick moves before his hips do.
And like a fulcrum, he almost...
Midfield unit, they have been on full display. Moore, Schreiber, and Ambler have led the way. Terrific call, jumping through the crease. Rob Pinnell.
Open space in front of the crease. The only guy that could have slide would have been Hasek, which would out.
How about that from Tom Schreiber, Mr. Do-It-All?
Here he is.
Stays out and scores! Tom
Restricted a range, I'm going to make you pay for it.
That's his 400th career point. Tom's made him Tom Schreiber.
Yeah, bingo.
Redwoods desperate for something. The creativity, the BTB to Westberg, who finishes on the doorstep.
Classic 4-on-3 fast break. You draw, you hit the point man, the legendary Rob Pinnell, you trust it. Watch this little underneath move by Berg right here. This little whoop, pull it across your face. Right, that's what I was asking, yeah.
Long pole goal.
Play to cover Woodward, so he's left just all by his lonesome. An easy little tap.
Shot clock down to 5. Good defense by California there. Bertrand, what can he bring to the table? Bounces it wide. Pinnell will have 7. Schreiber twisting, turning, passing behind the back. Connor Fields off a beautiful ball from Schreiber.
From what makes him Connor Fields, having that magical type stick and the deception that just drives goalies bonkers. Now at Hopkins, so played at Homewood Field for his final year. He had a terrific senior year. His last year, this past
Other guys to get him going.
the midfield has been
disappeared. The Archers midfield's been terrific. Moore, Ambler, and Schreiber leading the way.
Great deep.
Trying to muscle it in.
You know, you talk about the
standing
two-man.
still. Had the look they wanted inside on the previous power play. Weren't able to connect on it.
That's deflected. Fed into Ambler. He loses his balance, passes it. How about that passing? A clinic from is in.
Enough is enough with these Tom Schreiber passes. By Schreiber, the finish by Fields. They're speaking this.
In terms of maybe expectations, right? This felt like a win that really puts them in the conversation where people probably were
minutes.
But Gray could have been a difference maker. I mean, in the win against Boston, up in Boston, he had 3 on
Yeah.
You look at those West Conference standings, Clark, this is what you were talking about. But if Archers wins today and goes 4-2, and they play like
Good stick fake and head.
There's other pieces that have showed up this season. Now Moore at 4-2.
finally the lid is off for Redwoods. They had no
It definitely was. He was going to catch it across his face. That's a brilliant shot, too, by Burke.
That stylistically.
That's it. It's going to be too little too late, but back-to-back goals for California.
Shooting 16% on the year, but he has made it count.
Your point about his shooting numbers, like some of his numbers for set, like I thought he was kind of pacing himself, frankly. And now we've touched on it ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Like they've still got some